Hey, everybody.
You know, every single time we listen to that intro, we're both like,
It's a good fucking fill. It's a
throwing our
classic
neck
fill.
forward.
So we are sex, we are drugs, we are opera. And my name is Jared Eyes, here with always Pegasus. And today, this is your podcast for July 27, 2019, episode 14. How the fuck are you doing?
Have you ever seen that Key and Peele, that P and Keel?
Pete and Pete?
P and Keel. No, Key and Peele thing where they do the Pegasus?
No.
You've never seen it, dude?
Well, maybe I've seen them like all, but there's like 100. I don't know how they record so much shit.
I know. That was such a good show.
Do you want to enlighten, or do you want to just fucking?
Everybody, look up Key and Peele Pegasus.
All right.
You'll enjoy yourselves. I'm not gonna recreate it here. Michael Pegger's version of Key and Peele.
So we got a lot to get to today, so we're just gonna fucking get into it. Let's do my beer first. So I brought a beer today. This is the I bought this like a month ago, so I can't fucking remember. Sir Barks a lot.
Sir Barks a lot.
You're gonna want to get a picture of that for Twitter, Mike.
All right.
Yeah, Sir Barks a lot. If your dog is fat, you need more exercise.
Bring it here. Bring it here. Oh, that's me.
So
I gotta
box
turn
a
that
lot,
camera
baby.
around. Turn that friggin' camera
It
around.
has like a green fucking zombie dog on it.
I like the green zombie dog. One more picky.
Yeah, you have the flash on, dude. What are you taking pictures of? The flash, cell phone flashes always make the picture fucking worse somehow.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Anyway,
terrible.
can you crack these open there, champ?
Yeah, I can do it.
So Sir Barks a lot. I don't know. I got nothing to say about this. This is Sudden Death Brewery. It's like 7%, so just tread lightly. Cheers, man.
Cheers to it. Sudden death.
You got some gunk there at the bottom. You might want to give that a swirl.
It's too late.
Oh, it's really good. So that's like typical craft beer, you know? Arrogant fucking 30-year-olds. So
yes.
all right. So we're doing
That's my kind of beer. I just came back from America, and God
shit,
damn
I'm
it,
foaming.
dude. God damn it.
All right,
the
let's-
beer scene is so it's
yeah.
just so delicious. I didn't drink. It was like I didn't repeat a beer while I was there.
It's easy not to. You know? Like in Germany, it's so typical. But, I mean, a lot of things in Germany, a lot of the, like, it's like you don't have selection. So if you go to any supermarket, you got like 2 or 3 ketchups, you know?
Right.
Everywhere in the fucking country. But in America, there's like a ketchup aisle, you know? And so there's Americans kind of require a big fucking selection.
Did I send you that
You know?
picture? There's a
I pre-screened a dick pic for you. Is that the thing you're talking about?
Nice. No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
I was talking about. I sent you a video of the size of this ice cream section at Giant Eagle in Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
It was like 100 yards long.
Yeah,
It was
I mean,
ridiculous.
well, we don't realize it if you live in America, but it's like, you know, they'll be like aisle 55. You know what I mean? But in Germany, it's like even the biggest fucking like Real, the one next to us, that's about as big as stores get. And there's like what, like 12 aisles there?
No, there's more than that, but it's still a lot smaller than a normal.
Like on the West Coast, we had Fred Meyer. And I remember there was 2 floors, and each floor had like 30, 40 aisles.
Insane.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how they can justify buying that much. There must be so much ice cream that goes bad. Gets freezer burnt and goes bad, and then they have to throw it away.
Yeah, what are the differences, right? I wonder.
Just a bunch of fatty Americans buying too much ice cream.
Jesus Lord. So,
What's the deal for today's podcast, buddy?
we're just fucking cleaning out our inbox, man.
Another one of those. I like it.
So let's do this one first. All right.
Coughing
So subject Oscar Wilde, right?
Oh, okay.
Hey, I just wanted to offer some improved information about Oscar Wilde because
What, he's improving upon our information? Is that what
I
he's
like
saying?
I like how he I really like how he didn't say or he or she, I guess I don't know, but I like how they didn't say you're fucking wrong.
Right.
You were wrong.
I
They
would
said
just like to
improved information.
offer some insights on the bullshit that you gave us last
some
time.
alternative truth. to
Well,
what you
give it
said.
to us,
I like
okay.
it. All right. Well, and don't be discouraged. If we're fucking wrong, write us. Right?
I'm wrong so often.
Yeah,
I'm
you write us,
way
man,
used to it.
because we will correct it and like let's all learn together.
Yeah, we're
right?
authorities on nothing.
We've said since the first poll podcast we're just bullshitting, and I don't you know, like I try to be right, but it's just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
All right, let's get through this email. Hey, I just wanted to offer some improved information about Oscar Wilde because I think there was some confusion about his trials on the Salome podcast. Salome. Oscar Wilde's male lover was Lord Alfred Douglas. Okay.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Bozzy.
Who was a good deal younger than Wilde, as in his 20s when Wilde was in his 40s. They were both involved with young male prostitutes, but I couldn't find any credible source about them being as young as Jared thought they were. Wilde's legal trouble actually came from his involvement with Lord Douglas. Douglas's father, the Marquess of Queensberry, found out that the Marquess of Queensberry. Could you get more British? Found out that Wilde was his son's lover and publicly accused Wilde of being a posing sodomite. Wilde decided with Douglas's support, but against the advice of his other friends, to sue Marquess for libel, which I'm still not sure what libel is. I think that's
libel is
slander, isn't it?
Yeah, slander. Like slander.
The Marquess's lawyers were able to prove that Wilde had in fact been having sex with men, which meant that the Marquess had not committed libel because the allegations were true. So it's not slander if it's true, I guess.
Right.
Wilde then ended up being arrested and put on trial for gross indecency, which is what the Victorians called sex between consenting adult men. He was sentenced to 2 years hard labor, and then he fled to Paris and died. Yeah, okay.
Well, good. I'm glad.
But
I'm
the
glad
thing
to have
is,
it cleared up.
I have to say though, okay, like maybe he wasn't like having sex with 12-year-old boys, but he said young male prostitute, but never as young as I said. I don't know about 12, but I definitely know it was 13, 14, 15 years old. But also what you have to remember when you read stuff is I know for a fact back then the age of consent was 13. So they would be like, they were not underage. He did not have sex with underage people. Yeah, back then that was 13 years old. You know what I mean? If you had sex with a woman at 13, it was not underage. So when you read something and they say, but he was excused because it was found that they weren't underage at the time of the act,
right.
You got to think about back then that was fucking 13 years old.
What, here even, in Germany, the age of consent, I don't want to say exactly what it is because
I think it's 16.
I don't know. Yeah, except there's none of this, like, you never hear a story, well, he was 17 about to be 18 and then he had sex with this girl that was 16 and that's not allowed. Like none of those bullshit like in the gray area stories ever exist. Yeah. And I think it's younger. I got to say.
In Germany, the age of consent?
Yeah.
Oh, I asked somebody the other day.
How old are you?
I was at a bar. No, I was talking to somebody about it because it's interesting because in Germany, you're 16 years old, you're in a bar drinking with everybody. You know what I mean? You're fucking hammered in a club at 16 years old. It's like, that would be really fucking complicated if you had like 19-year-olds and 16-year-olds, but like, you know, like you weren't allowed to.
How do you expect people who are out there drinking alcohol not to get a little rambunctious and touchy-feely with one another? Kids are already big balls of hormones, and then you throw in the fucking alcohol.
Plus, when you and I were young also, you could fucking see a 16-year-old. And now it's like everybody looks like they're 30 fucking years old.
You know it's weird. But that's absolutely true, dude. I know that a lot of people say this, and it sounds like a really like old person conservative thing to say, but these girls are dressing so differently nowadays. But it's totally fucking true.
Yeah.
Like you
just look at photos, man.
They mask themselves. And you can't tell anything, but you know whatever.
Makeup tutorials. So anyway,
that's what driver's license are for.
Listen, whoever wrote in about Oscar Wilde, seriously, thanks a lot. We really appreciate if you can add to our discussion, write in, or if you want to correct us, or if you want to argue with us, fucking write in. You know, we enjoy it.
I like whenever he said. For some reason, there's something really funny and cool whenever somebody refers to a sex partner as a lover.
A lover.
We
have no conversations. We just fuck. Well, I mean, because I remembered definitely the young male prostitution ring, but I think you said on the podcast that he basically was arrested for being gay, and it wasn't the underage like child thing. It was actually that he was gay. That's what he got tried for.
Again, yeah, the lewdness was just the fact that it was between him and another man, which of course
is also strange that his lover's father was able to sue him, you know, Oscar Wilde, and prove that he was gay, so he went to prison, but then nothing happened to his son. But it's like, didn't they just prove that your son should also go to prison?
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
But how was that like no, not him. He was catching. He wasn't given.
This is
like, is it like a receiver type?
like what? Pass a receiver sort of thing.
Yeah. You know, like you could download the music, but you can't share the music, right? Like
this is the weirdest analogy you've ever had. This is what happens when two ignorant people start talking about shit. Is it the catcher, receiver? What is it?
This shit's gonna happen. All right, so that's one down, baby.
No,
one
look,
down.
There's a whole history of people being like, oh, okay, I need to get you in trouble. What? You're gay? Boom.
That's fucked up. I mean,
Turing, the inventor, basically the father of computer science,
right,
was a genius. Basically, he's the one who solved the Enigma code or whatever I think it was called.
Okay.
The Germans, they had this unbreakable code, and this computer scientist was able to break it in World War II, and it saved how many lives?
Jesus.
Countless lives. And then because he was gay, was prosecuted for it and was chemically castrated.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Chemically castrated, and then he ended up committing suicide because of it.
Jesus fucking
Turing. Alan Turing.
Do you know how many like tragic shit has happened throughout history because of ignorant shit? They've killed people that could have. We could be 1,000 years more advanced right now. If like a lot of stuff that was going on over the last 500 years, they were just killing you if you were fucking like this race or this gender or this preference. Where would we fucking be now if they weren't killing all these people,
never
man?
know. You never know. There could be someone like so.
We'd be like just partying on the moon, man.
You know this, but I'd like to talk about it. The big thing in science is that there is no resolution between quantum theory and relativity.
Okay.
So they don't work together. The one works for the very big.
Yeah.
But doesn't work. So relativity works on objects that are very big, but does not at all function for the very small. And quantum mechanics only functions for the very small. Yeah. It's one physics. We're living in one universe, but for some reason, these two theories, which work on their own, and it can't come together. It's like a big mystery in science. And who knows? Maybe someone who was persecuted in that would have come up with some idea or that solved it, or just some idea that led to it being solved, and we'll never fucking know.
Science, technology, society, but also music. I mean, because we talked about like in the Notre Dame episode, like there's so much, like the church was stopping like tritones and shit. There was so much progression that was stopped, and people weren't progressing because they didn't want to. It's that like you just couldn't. You know what I mean? You were being held back. It took a long time until you could
ignorance is a pretty, or not ignorance, because ignorance includes a bunch of shitty.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Includes a lot. I mean, not just ignorance. I mean, the resistance to change, the resistance to allow people to do exactly what they want to do. This is why any free-thinking person should be attracted to sort of any like a strain of libertarianism, because what it's just meaning is, dude, you want to do that, go do it.
Well, in music especially.
And let me do my shit.
Well, and that's something that the opera world doesn't understand. That's like, just because, you want to make, like hip-hop opera doesn't mean you're taking away from that opera.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like the addition of something doesn't have to take away from something. There's a lot of people that can be fans of more than one thing.
Yeah, they call that they call that a zero-sum game. Where your capital, in whichever way it is, intellectual or actual monetary, must mean that somebody else has less, when that's not how things work.
Especially not in like creative shit like music.
Definitely not creative shit. I mean, it really, if everybody were just free to do exactly what they would want to do, we'd have so many just strands. Yeah. So many fucking filaments of creativity. It would be incredible. This is why when somebody says, oh yeah, it's like, this is why like xenophobia or something like that is bullshit, because again, you don't create culture. Yeah. Culture is a fucking spontaneous phenomenon, which means everybody's shit being interesting, being in the same place creates new, interesting, amazing shit.
Yeah, and it's often defined retrospectively.
Exactly.
No, like composers during the like Baroque weren't like, this is fucking Baroque what I'm doing. Like they were just fucking writing music, you know what I mean? And then retrospectively look back and we're like, Seashells, Rococo, Baroque, like fucking gave it a name then.
We talked about Bach, I think, on the one podcast, but he would go to in his early church jobs. Right. I think it was in Köthen, where Köthen when he was organist there. Yeah. They would be like, "Oh my God, he's being way too inventive with his organ music during the themes and blah blah blah." Because between verses, he would just go fucking nuts.
Yeah, he was just
jizz musically all over.
He was doing like Metallica guitar solos.
Yeah, it was amazing. And of course, they're saying don't do that. That's bullshit. But they don't fucking know.
But now, like they're shoving that down our throats in music school. The same guy who would have said no 400 years ago. All right, Mike, on to the next one. Okay. You know what? Hold on. I got to play the music for this.
You have music.
Well, these are just the tips.
Oh, just the tippies. My bad. Speaking about jizzing on people. Oh, yeah. This is Bach's voice.
Yeah. Was he tiny? I thought he was tiny with huge legs. I think I read that somewhere once.
No, you're thinking of some fucking castrato. That sounds like a castrato dude.
But Bach was huge. I think Bach was like...
Bach was a big guy, I think. But again, we're ignorant as shit. That was what Bach sounded like whenever he was playing. He'd be like da 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 ba da na 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 oh yeah da na na na.
He had those fucking tights. I wish tights was still a thing,
They could be, dude. You could just start wearing tights. Again, unrestricted
That's true.
creativity.
That's true.
No one has to fucking tell you.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait for them to be a thing.
Yeah. And what happened to
Make
bedazzled pants? You remember bedazzling?
Dude, if
Bedazzled tights, bitch.
if you want to bedazzle it up.
All right, we got to move on here.
Bedazzle it.
Mike, this one's
I would
called...
love to see a Jared kind of bedazzling.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
would you bedazzle? Would you go straight back to denim, or would you bedazzle SDAO stuff?
We could bedazzle some logos, I guess.
Who out there would buy a homemade bedazzled sex, drugs, and opera thing? If you would, I swear to God, I'll put hours.
No, we'll do a
into it.
contest because there's no way you could pay the amount of money it would take to bedazzle something. It would
I
take fucking ever.
I don't care. I will bedazzle I will make a custom bedazzled T-shirt for
Yeah.
whoever out there is willing to have it.
Who would buy an SDAO merkin? You know,
Wait, what's a merkin again?
pubic wig. All right.
Dude, I was talking about a T-shirt. You go straight to a pubic wig.
All right. This email is entitled
Jesus.
"Goat." Okay.
Meaning greatest of all time?
No, meaning when will we hear Mike's infamous mother goat impression that y'all mentioned on your Halloween podcast?
Yeah, I was sick that day.
Well, do you feel like doing the goat now, or is it too sudden?
Is that the end of the email?
That's the end of it. They want to hear the goat, man.
All right. Well, okay.
Well,
So,
give some backstory to the goat first. before
I
you
don't
do it.
know how much backstory there is. I once
Well, it's a
did this-
character. It's not just a sound.
I guess so.
There's context.
I once did this thing, and I described it as being the wail of a mother goat learning that her son just died in battle.
Yes.
You know, like fucking Saving Private Ryan, whenever the car drives up and the mother learns that her kids died in battle.
Yeah.
That's the mother goat. Ready?
Do you need a lead in?
No, yeah. Say.
Okay.
Give me the knock on the door.
Okay. But you got to be like.
We'll do a whole conversation.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
Ah. I've never done this before.
Sorry. Okay. Mrs. Goat, we have some terrible news regarding your son. I'm afraid that he lost his life in the battle. I'm so sorry. Hey, commit to it. Jesus fucking Christ.
I don't know where the fuck that originated from, but that's it helps that I have an unusually large Adam's apple.
Yeah, the way
Because
Mike makes that sound.
I can wrap my fingers around the Adam's apple. I put 2 fingers straight over my Adam's apple, and then you make this and then you just go up and down on the Adam's apple.
He just beats the shit out of his voice. We used to get drunk and do that. We'd do scenes. You know?
But I don't understand. I enjoyed doing I've never done the whole scene before.
No? Yeah, it was good. What? All right, so
Oh, thank you. That means people are listening to the podcast. How about that?
that's a callback. Okay. Okay, so we got an email a while back. A guy.
You were saving that for me. You didn't want to let me know that somebody wanted to hear that, huh?
No. A guy wrote in a while back. He said him and his friend were coming to Europe to like look around, and Mike and I gave him the advice. I think to suck dick for money or something like that. I think we did
Some good money. And
on the way back. Well, he was asking like,
Laying
can
down,
you come to Germany for like a couple months and like make a couple bucks, like just for 2 or 3 months? Remember that?
And of course we go there.
And we were like, because I don't know, man, because I've never done that. But then he wrote back. Actually, he said, I asked him. I said like, so how did you do it? You know, because people want to know. He said, we used a help for stay program called Help X, right? Help and then X. It's a work for stay program. There are a couple more like Help Stay or Work Away. Right now, we're helping a family move some large furniture out of a flat and dismantle large shelving units. We're doing chores like walking their dog and stuff like that.
That's cool.
We found it by looking up hostels. We Googled it. Most programs are pay into if you keep your profile up, $25. So yeah, anyway, so there I guess there are programs where you can exchange work for stay. Like they'll give you some money and then they'll give you a place to stay. So I didn't know that, man. So if you want to come out and do like a 2-3 month audition tour.
What were the websites again?
He said Help X, Help Stay, or Work Away.
Work Away. I like that one. That sounds good.
Like
it's poetic somehow.
It's like Rock Away. All right. So that one's gone. All right, man. We are fucking cooking.
Congratulations, guys. I'm glad you came and did it. I'm sorry we were gone. I mean, life is not easy sometimes. It's especially not easy right now, and all the shit that needs to be done. old theme. Jared and I have so many goddamn projects we want to get up and at it.
Christ.
But hey, you know a project that's up and at it right now is the store. The SDAO store is up and at it, and we've got all kinds of shit with the logo on it, right?
Yeah.
We've also got some new stuff coming up. Jared's little fucking brain has been a cooking, simmering, and has all kinds of new products that are coming out. You'll see product launches coming up, and we'll have that shit ready for you guys.
Oh, there's gonna be some good shit. Good shit. Check out the merch site. Also, if you're looking for an opportunity to support the arts, think about becoming a sponsor. Go to our website, check out our donate page, and think about helping us out.
How many do we have now? 25?
We're up, mid-20s or so. And every time we do it, it goes to directly improving the podcast. So if you enjoy the podcast and you wish there was more of it, there was better, we're trying to transition to video still. We've bought and returned cameras, I think, 3 times now.
Yep.
Because it has to be good.
It
has to be good. And a good camera starts at $500 fucking bucks.
Jared,
you know what I mean?
Jared and I often... So it's not that my artistic standards are less than Jared's, right? But I really want to get in video, and so does Jared.
Yeah.
And then I'll buy a camera, and Jared looks at it. He sits back in his thing. He crosses his arms and puts his hand up on his chin, like you do, and he looks at it. He says, "No, take it back." Fucking no, take it back. I'm like, Jesus Christ!
It has to be
Jared,
good enough, man.
Jared, he wants NBC. That's what he wants. He wants fucking huge-ass cameras with a cameraman that's on, like, one of those fucking cranes and can swoop down into our tiny little studio.
That's what I want, man.
That's what he wants. Yeah. And there's no pleasing this guy. He's just going to have the standard that is in his head, or it's not going to fucking
but come on.
happen.
Look at this fucking studio, huh? It looks fucking good.
The studio
it's
is
film
really
ready.
good
and we
right
got
now.
these lights on now. Mike looks great under this light, which is saying a lot. All right, moving on to
look at it. I'm going to give them for the studio. Oh my god. No. For the studio, I'm going to give them a little tour of it on the stories. IG right now. Look, here we go.
Okay, Mike's getting really into the stories here lately. He's trying to up
I like
the
the stories. I like the stories.
All right, so I'm going to do another just the tip here. Okay, how do you guys feel about warming up, practicing singing in public / outside? Is it kosher to sing through your stuff while waiting for a train in the subway? Have you ever been running late and had to warm up for an audition or rehearsal outside or in a public space? Or ever just put a guitar case in the park hoping to get paid to practice? I go back and forth between the I don't want to be rude, people like quiet, and you got to do what you got to do. Your thoughts?
No.
No, Mike doesn't want to give his thoughts.
No, I want to give my thoughts. The answer is no.
To singing outside?
Singing out, so she did 2 different things. She?
She, yeah.
She? I don't know. Did 2 different things. She said, is it okay to warm up when waiting for the subway? No.
Yeah. Well,
I say a hard no.
Well, it's a spectrum. I think it's a spectrum.
I
right?
guess so. If you're going, that's different than or something.
Yeah,
some
but you know what?
Like that.
But Mike, you're a theater guy. You
fuck
always got a theater to warm up in. Like if you're auditioning, man, it's brutal out there sometimes, man. Like I did an audition not that long ago, and there was a sign that said like "Don't sing in the bathroom," and they gave you no warm up room. So they want you to walk in there fucking cold. You know what I mean?
No,
so I went in the parking garage. I found a corner like on -3, like way down to the bottom, no cars. And I fucking sang.
Great. That's different than a subway.
Yeah.
That's different than a place that is packed with people.
Yeah, but also, I mean, like New York. I was in New York recently. It's so fucking loud there.
I know.
You could do it and people wouldn't give a fuck.
Come on, everybody around you. Opera singers are not quiet.
Yeah.
I say no. That's different though than going and flipping open a guitar case and doing that. That's perfectly fine.
Busking, you okay with that?
Yeah, fuck it. You go out there. It's different because the intention of the place is different.
Yeah.
Right? First off, it's a park which is open.
Yeah.
Secondly, the intention of what you're doing is clear, right?
Okay.
If somebody just started on the subway, ask yourself this.
Yeah.
They're not warming up, but in the end, it's your intention is how do you fucking say it? It doesn't fucking matter to people who are packed in a subway area, right?
Yeah.
If your intention is, well, yeah, I got to warm up because I have this audition, that doesn't matter to somebody who has an opera singer fucking pinging in their ear.
Sure,
if there were a guy, if you were waiting for the subway and there were just some guy that just started going, wah, wah,
Yeah.
wah, whoo, hey, right?
Yeah.
You would not like it.
Nah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just to be perfectly honest, it's a matter of fucking public decency.
Yeah, I think it's there's too many factors to give a black and white. I think it's where you are, like
That's right.
in the city, but also in the fucking world. It's what time is it? It's are you singing a whole fucking aria? Like, are you just kind of like yep? Like, are you doing? Are you just doing like a couple warm up scales? Like, what are you doing exactly?
I agree. I agree. It's not black and white, but the point is that opera singers are used.
Yeah.
Like my wife says it all the time.
Mm.
She says, "Why are you so fucking loud, Mike?"
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it's because I'm used to loudness.
Yeah.
I'm used to it, right?
Mm.
It's just one of those things where I don't mind when somebody around me is loud.
Mm.
I don't care because I've been loud all of my life. I do a job where one of the points is to be loud, and I can't expect other people to understand that all the time. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, because I'm using the subway because that's what she said, right?
Yeah.
That's what she said. No, I'm using that example because it is also packed, and most of the people, if not all of them, have no tolerance or they're not used to that sort of being loud at all.
Yeah.
I just think you got to think about that.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's hard to say yes and no, but I will say if it comes down to walking into don't do it just when you do have another option. Don't try to explore another option. But if you have to do it, you fucking do it.
Sometimes I think when you disagree with my opinion that you pad it a lot.
No, I'm just saying.
You can disagree. Come on, give it to me. You think I'm fucking wrong?
Well, because I don't know if you're giving a black and white answer, but I'm saying like I had an audition in Hamburg at the ZFV like years ago, like 8 years ago, right? The government fucking thing. If you don't know, it's like a free agency, and there were no warm up rooms, and it's like I got there 30 minutes early to check it out, right? And I was like, fuck, you can't warm up here. And I had just taken the train like 4 hours over, and so I just went. I found a dead street with nothing. And I just fucking sang, because I had to, but like 5 minutes,
Yeah, but that's okay.
But I had to.
I agree with you. That's a completely different scenario.
So I wouldn't say it's always a dick move, but yeah, if you're on a subway platform and you're singing for no reason, that's fucked up. But also, if you're not exploring other options.
There was a Barstool Sports video just the other day.
Oh, that girl singing in 7-Eleven?
Girl singing in 7-Eleven.
That's why.
Do you think that was the right move on her part?
I mean, I'm sure some people were like, "You're an opera singer, fucking sing." And
That's
I don't know who those
Good
people
point.
were. Maybe it's only her friends in there, and people do like it if you do that shit some of the time. But
that's in a 7-Eleven.
well, that's the thing again. It's like, were there other people in there or not? If there's no one else in there but you and your friends, and the guy behind the counter is asking you to sing, then you might as well fucking
Fine,
sing.
if the guy behind the counter is asking you to sing, but if the guy behind the counter couldn't fucking care less, a 7-Eleven is not big.
Yeah.
You would, if you are any kind of opera singer at all, you can fill up a 7-Eleven easily.
But
with
this is
sound,
also why-
and there's nowhere else to go except out.
This is also why the moment I start singing, because I do drunk singing sometimes, right? At a party, and it's like, come on, man.
I gave it up forever.
Yeah, I'll do it, because sometimes it's better just to get over with. But as soon as people start pulling out phones, I'm like, no. Because people put that shit on the internet, and then there's no goddamn context, and then you got some fucking lame ass Facebook group fucking ripping you apart, not even asking what the fucking context was.
Fucking what's it called?
The new form for old singers or
that opera that channel we.
What? This is opera.
This is opera.
Yeah, This is opera's putting me up there.
This is opera.
Drunk in a kitchen, 4 a.m. smoking like a pack of cigarettes.
Comparing you to fucking
like me drunk
Tito
in a
Goppi
kitchen
or
at 4 in the morning,
Bastianini.
and then Cheryl Milne's fresh at his Met debut.
Right. Like, this is what opera is today.
This is what opera
You're
has
singing
become.
fucking Largo in a kitchen, fucking.
No, I'd be singing Cavaradossi. I wouldn't even be singing my fucking rip.
Piccolo mosquito, huh? The mosquito voice of Jared Ives, and then fucking Bastianini just balls to the walls, as if it's at all a fair comparison.
No, it's fucking stupid. All right, I'm gonna do one more, then we're gonna make our cocktail, okay?
Ooh.
So, do you have the stuff you downloaded?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so a guy wrote and he said, hey guys, new fan here. Absolutely love what you guys are doing. I just listened to the second part of your Wagner episode, and when you brought up the classical music sex playlist, I about lost my goddamn mind because I have that very thing queued up and ready. Now if only I had someone to have sex with.
Yeah.
So he's got
the honesty.
He's got a sex playlist, man. He's pumping away. to some of these jams. What's he got on there?
This is his sex playlist.
That's what he's thumping away to, man. He's thumping away.
Holy shit!
What do you got on there?
Let's. I should have been a little bit more.
Just play one of them.
All right. Well, give me the fucking.
Now you can do it in the mic.
No. We'll do it.
Oh, you want to plug in?
We'll do it for real.
Right, plug in.
He's got.
We're gonna judge what kind of sex you're having based on your music here.
He's got the intermezzo of Cavalleria.
Can you push play?
Yeah. Which one? Let's
Just
do
push
the
play.
Let's do the Rachmaninoff first.
Okay, let me hear here. I'm afraid to blast everybody. You playing, Mike?
I am.
Okay. That's good foreplay.
Good foreplay.
Yeah.
This is the
Do you like that?
Arthur Rubinstein Rachmaninoff. This is the second. Why is
That's good.
That's slow. This is the Adagio.
Yeah, no, this is suck and toe music, you know? This is like now what do we got here?
So this is basically I just skipped.
Yeah.
I skipped
So
through
this is
because-
foreplay. This is foreplay then. Right?
But you know, the thing is,
This is making out. He's starting early. Cause no, what he does is he walks in the room and he turns this on. And he's like, "Would you like something to drink?
okay, but I gotta say, look, I'm looking.
I have red wine and white wine."
Okay,
Just
yes.
click something else then. So this is the foreplay. You got her in the apartment. Okay.
This is Pines of Rome, Respighi.
A lot of bass. He wants him to feel the bass.
Okay, so if you would just let me speak for 2 fucking
All right,
seconds,
all right,
dude.
go ahead.
The thing is, I'm looking at a lot of these, and they're all pretty slow.
Yeah, so
They're pretty slow.
he's a lover, not a fighter, you know. There's
Let
no
me skip
finisher.
ahead,
He's
let
got
me
no
skip ahead.
finisher on there. That's good. There's passion in there. A lot of bass going on there.
Okay, no, wait a minute. Hold on, I want to see.
Yeah, I
got
got the
Don
mix a bit
Giovanni.
better. Don Giovanni. No way. He's got the dinner scene for Don Giovanni on there.
Call me Don Giovanni, bitch.
With the singing too, you mean?
Thrust. Out.
You think he's doing
In.
that? No,
Out.
he's not going that slow. No, he's
In.
going pound, pound, pound,
In.
pound, 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 pound. That's what he's doing. Good. All right, that's enough of that shit.
Wait. I want to see what else there is. Ariane auf Naxos. What's this?
Lieben, hassen, hoffen, sagen. Oh man, yeah, man, it's a good playlist. It's a solid playlist, but you got to get some real. You got to get some up tempo stuff on there.
I want to see a couple pumpers in there.
I'm sure he's got pumpers on there, but
wait,
we're
just a
there's-
little bit more.
There's like 10 or 12 on the list, I think.
Again, slow, broad strokes.
Yeah, long dick in it.
You can get all the way down in the balls on these ones,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But so you don't have somebody to have sex with, but if you did,
Yeah.
she would tell you, or he would tell you, you gotta have some variation in there, baby.
Yeah.
You gotta have some variation. Wait, what is this? Gustav Mahler, not variation yet.
No.
What's Morton Feldman?
Oh, I think it's in Morgan Freeman.
Morgan.
Audiobooks by Morgan Freeman. All right, it's enough of that
the
shit.
slow one.
We're
I'm
going to have to
telling
pay
you,
copyright shit and all this stuff.
Okay,
all right,
look,
all right.
I'm telling you, dude. Here's the thing.
It's a solid start to a playlist. It's a solid start. You have the one for you come in the room. You have the remote control that turns on the fireplace. You know what I mean?
With Don Giovanni.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
No, you got to save that one. But like you have the slow jam up front. You got your red silk robe with your pipe, you know, and you're like, would you like a brandy or
that
champagne?
vibe is thoroughly covered.
Yeah. And so then you get to business, right? And then you got some stuff for the foreplay. You know, you're doing your stuff.
Where's the Stravinsky?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You need some of those. You at least like a Finca de Vino or like, you know, pa. You know, have some fun in there, like one of those. It's a solid list, man. It's a solid list.
We just work on the variation.
It's called Classical Passions. If you want to find it on Spotify.
Follow it. I think we're following it now.
By I'm gonna say your name, man, because you said I could. By Duncan Holtz Hall. Okay, so someone go fuck Duncan and listen to his music.
Do you have any takers?
All right, man.
He said he didn't have anybody. He invited it upon himself.
All right.
But that's the thing. He needs somebody to objectively rate this playlist.
Yeah, you got to try it out, man. You got to put it in motion. I'm saying you need some more thumpers in there, okay? Okay, so we're gonna do the cocktail now, all right?
Oh man.
So get the ingredients together. But first, I got some music. Yeah, you got to hang out for the music.
Okay.
Man. All right, so here's our cocktail music. Okay. Do you need it again?
Yes, of course.
Let me get a shot. Oh no, I pushed it twice.
Try it one more time. I have to hear it again. I
Okay.
have to hear it again.
Oh, God.
Please.
It-
I could just.
Okay, here it is. Oh my god.
Oh my God, I'm sweating.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so fun.
Yeah, you don't need to save the voice. Don't check the voice.
Please tell me you recorded like a video recording of you doing this.
No.
Recording this into the microphone. God damn it, dude. That is prime Instagram
man.
story
Yeah, I
material
guess- I
right there.
guess you're
God
right.
damn it, that was fucking brilliant.
Go get the kid.
Oh, Jared.
There's a lot of depth in it because I was going for the Papaganos,
That should be on
the
Duncan's,
cocktail.
playlist.
Yeah, put that on your playlist, dude.
We'll send you the file.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
put it on your playlist, and that's some nice
Yeah.
cocktail.
It's 120 beats per minute, man. That's what you want in your playlist, all right? You got to think. I mean, even exercise people, right? They're doing like you can buy an 80 beats per minute, 100 beats per minute playlist. So you gotta think about what your thrusting rhythm is. You know, get a metronome in there. You know, I got these metronomes where you can tap your tempo, find out what your groove is, and this is good advice, what I'm giving right now, okay? You find out what your groove is, and you get a playlist full of music at that groove, you know?
Right.
Then you can train like a marathon. You bump it up to 135, then come back down to 120.
Dude,
fucking train.
does anybody know? Do you know Turandot at all?
Me? I mean, like,
Yeah,
a
so
little bit.
There's this trio
Yeah.
in the second act, and I had to do the fucking classic metronome training. I started like way below 60.
Yeah.
Non vincina per nostra fortuna, right? Non vincina per nostra fortuna, donna più che rineghi l'amore.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you have to do it that slowly and just bump it up. So, dude,
Humping's the same way.
Humping's the same way.
Yeah, feel it in 4 first, and then you got to get into a 2.
And then
right?
subdivide.
Yeah, then you got to
then
subdivide
subdivide.
and throw in some of those drag triplets, man. They love that.
They love that.
Ba 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 ba. Then you go back.
You can surprise them.
Yeah,
That's why
in, out, in.
There are
Then you
too
get back
few,
in. Okay.
that's the problem with the playlist. There are too few surprises.
Yeah. Too few surprises, man. You gotta. Surprises are good sometimes. You know.
What's a good surprise? What's a good musical surprise?
The Firebird with right. Stravinsky's that with the big loud note out of nowhere. That's you give him just the tip, and then you give him the whole length.
Haydn also wrote like a surprise quartet or something
Yeah.
where they were going along because he noticed people were sleeping during concerts, so he
Is that
purposely.
I thought it was the fire.
No. There's also one from Haydn
Oh, okay.
where he purposely wrote this subito forte, right? Just all of a sudden, and just fucking wake people up.
Yeah. Also, you're fucking up not having O Fortuna in there, right? You guys gotta have
Yes.
Carmina Burana, right?
I mean, if you're doing Don Giovanni,
When you
that
drop,
kind
but
of
you gotta
fucking-
time it for when you drop the pants. You know, then you gotta give the music that fucking stuff.
Definitely.
All right, so we're making cocktails here. Let me pull up the recipe here. You got
Okay,
it?
do you know Esteban's Interiors, right? That's that's from also Camino Burana, right?
Ah, okay. Oh, yeah, of course.
Esteban's Interiors.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right, cocktail. So, look, we're still working on updating Papaganos, but if you guys don't know, you can go to Papaganos and you can send us your opera-themed cocktail, and we'll
So-
drink it no matter what the fuck it is. all right?
Confession time. Papaganos is my part of the website, and it's completely hint.
It's a wasteland.
It's a fucking wasteland because I'm not as good at this shit as Jared is. So when he says we're working on updating the website, he means Mike needs to get his shit together and update the website. But we're
But you
putting the
can
other cocktails on.
Yeah. We're going to
gonna
make a
happen.
menu someday, but make your opera-themed cocktail with drink it. So this one is called the Peter Grimes. Mike, get to business here. We have 3 parts, which you need some work on fractions, whoever.
You need a reducible fraction here so that you have 1 part something and however many parts it needs to be. It's 3 to 5, right?
Yeah. You could do 1.5 to like, what, 2.5, I guess?
I don't have a shot glass. 1 second.
Oh, just eyeball it, man. We're here to get drunk, not to learn. All right. So this is called the Peter Grimes, which Peter Grimes is okay.
That fucking music, dude.
Peter Grimey, maybe. 3 parts dark rum. Get that dark rum in there.
Yeah, okay, come on.
5 parts Guinness. Okay.
Okay.
Which I don't know how rum and
Here's
Guinness.
my question though. When you put the mint in the drink, does it have to be crushed?
Nah.
Do you have to crush it up? Or what?
He didn't say. So no.
Should I tear it up?
Nah,
so
just
that some
throw
of
the leaf
juice
in there and
gets
just let it float around. So 3 parts dark rum, 5 parts Guinness, garnish with mint leaves. So garnish is then at the end. It's a garnish. You savage, it's a garnish. Take it out of the glass. You know what garnish means?
No, you just put it in.
Yeah, man, it's a garnish.
5 parts this.
And then salted rim because of the sea. Okay.
That's
Jesus,
not
don't pour the Guinness in the shot glass. It's all foam.
It is foam.
That's
very,
yours.
Very foamy.
Just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Quit fucking.
So this is basically Guinness with rum, with a dash of mint and a little bit of salt.
Whatever.
All right.
Simplicity is a good thing.
So you get a little bloop bloop. All right, this is the Peter Grimes. So it's Dark and Stormy, because of the singing. It's also a riff on the well-known Dark and Stormy. Do you know the drink Dark and Stormy?
No, I don't.
I know a Black and Tan. That's Guinness and Kilkenny, I guess. Oh,
Kilkenny. Is that how you say it?
I think so. What would you say?
Kilkenny. You bastards!
Yeah, I don't think so. Can someone write in? Is it Kilkenny or is it Kilkenny?
We have some Irish people. Is it Kilkenny?
Yeah,
or
Eve, will you fucking tell us? Is it Kilkenny? Is it Kilkenny? Where's the betonung on that word? I have no internet. I can't fucking look it. All right. Did you put the rum in?
I did.
All right. Well,
Wait. I wanna make sure that mint mixes in.
Oh, that mint is really strong. You can smell that, right?
That's why I cut it in half because I really wanted to taste
see.
the mint.
Okay, I'm gonna do some more rum in mine though, because I'm getting ready for something coming up next here. And I need to be a bit more drunk for this.
Okay.
All right. Post.
Post.
Your hands are dirty, man.
Down the hatch, out the ass. Why? What the fuck? Leave me alone.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, I like it.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Why? Explain yourself.
No, I'll tell you exactly why. It's somehow smoky.
I don't like it because it looks like Coke. When you pour Guinness in a glass, it looks exactly like
That's
Coca-Cola.
the problem.
And your brain.
Take a little swig of that for a second.
Is this? Are you sure this is rubbing alcohol?
No, take a swig of it. Tell me if that's rum. If it tastes good.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. It's like kind of coconutty and rum.
Okay,
The rum I'm okay with.
No, look. Here's the deal. I like the taste because.
Jesus.
Okay, well, calm down. Calm down. Take a swig of beer. Take a swig of beer.
Okay, yeah, I'm good.
No, I like there's a real smoky aspect to it.
Yeah.
When you go to like one of these old castles or something like that, or like an old pub that has a fucking fireplace, the whole place smells like fucking smoke.
Yeah.
And that's what it tastes like to me.
All right. So you got Mike with the Peter Grimes. I'm not convinced, but also I poured an extra thing of rum in there without checking first, so
Right.
I might have fucked myself on
You
that
got the
one.
proportions. You got the proportions.
Oh God. Okay, we're gonna do one more, just the tip, and then we're gonna do a new segment here.
But the thing is, hive mind. What does everybody else think about it? Like, try it out. We're gonna put it up on Papagano's in maybe a year and a half, whenever I get around to doing the fucking website.
Yeah.
Try it out. And actually, what we should try to do is we should try to put up like a rating system. See if we can find like a rating system for the cocktails that are up there.
Yeah.
And then somebody does it, and you fucking tell us what you think.
Hi guys. I've recently been faced with an incredibly tough decision.
Uh-oh.
And I need some help.
Okay.
My private voice teacher has switched colleges to accept an awesome promotion in her home state. The other professor I would have switched studios to recently left earlier this year. I am left with the choice to transfer for my senior year or work for a professor who has shown open disdain for me.
What?
It's a really tough decision for me, especially since I have a lot of financial benefits at my current school, but this other school is in a really good area with many opportunities. I would really appreciate your input. All right. So hold on, she wrote some more here. Let me see.
Even if she said say her name, don't say her name.
I won't. No, I
Because,
won't. I know, man. They all say I can, and I never do. Except the guy at the sex playlist, because someone's got to hump that guy. Okay, blah, 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 blah,
Nothing
blah.
against you, dude. It was a fine playlist.
Yeah, okay.
We just need to
She
get that dick wet.
She did some more info here about like getting cast and shit. Okay, good. So basically, you're either stuck at the school you got with a shitty professor who doesn't fucking like you, or you got to move schools your senior year.
Right.
You got any feelings, Mike?
She said she has a lot of financial help at the one school.
That's more important.
She's in her bachelor's?
Senior. I think senior year, she said.
Of her
yes.
bachelor's.
Yeah, senior year's your bachelor's.
Go. So
Stick it out.
Stick it out.
Stick it
Peter
out.
grind it out.
Yeah.
And then go to the other school with your other teacher for your master's.
Yeah, do that. But you know what? I would say, this is going to sound kind of corny, but I actually believe it. You got to find the lesson in everything sometimes. You know what I mean? And the lesson is you will work with directors that fucking hate you. Every day of the rehearsal process, they're fucking shitty to you. You work with colleagues that don't like you for no fucking reason, or you work with colleagues that you fucked up your relationship with them or something, right? You said some shit, there's some drama. Working with people through the drama, they're fucking you. They're not giving you the shit you deserve. That is part of the career, and you have to learn to manage that aspect of it at some point. So maybe look at it like a lesson in that.
Okay.
It is valuable. It is valuable
to
spend time doing that.
I mean, the broad, if I understand what you're trying to say, it's that you gotta fucking you gotta get by.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking do it, and you've got to do it with the tools that you have.
Yeah.
Period. Which means that it is up to you. It is part of your job to take the people that you have at your disposal and use them to the best of your ability.
Right.
Not use, but to employ them in your betterment to the best of your ability. And, the question is, so I would bring up another thing. Now, look, it's not that I don't believe you.
Okay.
That the guy is, or the guy or the professor or the girl, whatever, is openly shows open disdain for you.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't believe that, but sometimes you got to check yourself to make sure what is actual reality and what's in your head, what's your perception of a person.
Okay.
Like, maybe there's more there than you think.
Yeah.
Perhaps the professor there are very few professors, I would say, just don't want somebody to succeed.
Yeah.
It's that maybe they disagree with the path that the other teacher took you on. That could be.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, I mean, you're still a student, which is the time is now to say, all right, how much can I learn from each person that I meet? Right.
And I also think when you're in school, there's this pressure like, oh, fuck, my senior year's coming, then I'm done. Like, no, you're not a finished singer after your senior year. You continue learning, you continue training.
I can't remember who said it, but someone said education is not something you can complete.
No. Yeah. And
there's no end to it.
Yeah, so it's not like someone's not going to fuck you up in 1 year. They're also not going to make you great in 1 year. You know what I mean?
But you'll definitely learn something one way or the other. Even if this person presents you with things that are things that don't work for you at all. Right. You have now learned more about the nether region of your voice, meaning the part that doesn't that doesn't work for you. You've learned more about that. Knowledge is knowledge, whether it's good or bad. Yeah. And you've got to explore it all. And I'll say this also. There's definitely something you can learn from that guy or girl, whatever, that professor. There's definitely something you can learn, and it will benefit you, period. The guys or girl, can I stop doing this?
Yeah, can you stop being a piece of shit, Mike?
The professor is still a professional. Yeah. They're a professor for a reason. They know don't be arrogant. I'm not calling you arrogant. I'm just saying we should always be careful that we're not arrogant and say, that person has knowledge that I want still.
Yeah, that's hard. Like,
do you know what I mean? I
do. I've had directors that are really shitty, and I don't really respect them. You know what I mean? But it's like at the end of the day, when I look back at the rehearsal process, it's like there was something in there.
Right. There's definitely something you can learn from everybody.
So I mean, I think Mike is actually kind of echoing what I said. It's like try to find the lesson in it all.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Learn to work with somebody difficult. Do it, but 1 year of like less than ideal voice training is going to do nothing to you in the long run. But if you go to another school and you take on like an extra 10 grand in debt or something like that, I don't know if you understand how debt fucking works, but you're signing up for like 8 more years of paying that fucking shit off. You know what I mean? And that's going to make your life hard at a very pivotal time, which is the first 10 years of your career.
Work as hard as you can. Find out if that next teacher can, in your master's, help you get some kind of good help, maybe a GA or a TA position at your new school. Yeah. Do it that fucking way. And in the meantime, go have a lesson with this guy. Have you ever had a lesson with this other professor? I mean, is that something that you've done? If it is and it didn't work, then I guess that's one thing. But if you've never had a lesson, then I guess I say go. Balls deep in it. Go.
You also get shit out in the open. You know what I mean? Get shit out in the open and be like, hey, look, I feel like you're just kind of fucking shitty to me sometimes.
Or you don't even have to address it like that. Just say, hey, look, I'm excited to work with you. Just say, I'm excited to learn new shit.
Mm.
You know, I want to get better. The thing is, a teacher is motivated.
Right.
A teacher is motivated when somebody comes to them and says, look, I really, really don't want to waste my time. I want to get better. It's my sincere desire to get better. And when they hear that, they're like, great, I can work with that.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that you can express to a teacher that is very valuable.
Right. And you wrote in some of these stuff below about like them putting you in like productions that are out of your comfort zone and stuff. Yeah, you just make the best out of that. You make the best out of that situation.
Well, look, I'll tell you.
But it will happen a lot in your career after university that you work with people that are openly shitty to you.
Or
You know what I mean?
or where you're going to have to work out of your comfort zone. You better explore that uncomfortable area a lot.
Yeah, like if it's straight tone or it's lyric stuff or it's whatever, it's like, man, people are going to ask it of you. And at some point, you're going to have to do it. So the earlier you're like, you know what? I'm just going to sing some pop stuff every once in a while just to make sure it's in there.
Again, I hate
Just do that stuff.
I hate the whole thing of my voice is or is not that, right? I mean, I understand it, but it's about making art. We've talked about this again before, right? It's about going there and using whatever scene you can to say something and make something new.
Well, and there's universal things, whether you're singing pop or theater or opera, there's universal artistry that bleeds through everything, whether it's like an Amy Winehouse or whatever, you know what I mean? But also in singing, there's also between pop and jazz and opera, there is a thread of technique that is present in all those.
Yeah.
You know, and try to tap into that.
Absolutely.
You know? All right, let's move on here.
All right.
So we're going to do a new segment here, which is either going to work or not.
I don't know. Is there another?
Yeah, there's a lot going on today, Mike.
Oh my God.
So we had a fan write in what we have decided to call Fach fiction. And basically, if you don't know what fan fiction is when like people write like their own Harry Potter story where like Hermione's fucking Harry Potter and like Hagrid's there filming or some shit like.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't.
It's
have
usually
to be
fucking
sexual.
weird and dirty. I guess it doesn't have to be, but
this
it
one about
should
us?
be. No, but you could. So anyway, Mike and I want to start a new segment where people write in their Fach fiction of either opera themed behind the stage stuff. Write a thing about Mike and I. There are no fucking limits.
Whatever you
write
guys
it
wanna
in
do.
and we'll fucking read it. So today's Fach fiction is brought to you by Rachel Duvall, one of our fans. So hold on, I got some music here. Yeah, get that.
She
queued
wanted
up.
you to say the name.
Yeah, don't do that till I tell you.
Okay, calm down.
All right, here we go. Fach fiction. Oh yeah, baby. Are you ready for that Fach fiction, Michael?
Fuck me.
Fuck you, baby. All right, I got a disclaimer I'm going to read here, okay? This is a work of fiction. Names, characters, businesses, places, events, and incidents are either the products of the author's imagination or used in a fictitious manner. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. So let's go for a ride.
I like it. Do I
Mike,
need to give it to you?
Yeah, I got some ambient music I played here. I think it's going to help add to it.
Okay.
So
Are
play
you
it.
reading this all?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
It's
sit
just a
back and
page.
shut my fucking mouth.
Close your eyes, dude.
All right,
Let me
let's-
transport
let's
you.
I'll be transported.
And then we'll have a conversation after.
Here we go.
Play it.
I actually closed my eyes.
Close your eyes, man. I got you. Okay. It was opening night. Too many hours had gone into the opera to make it anything but fabulous. The singers not only sounded great, but they were embodying the characters so fully, you would forget the soprano wasn't actually dying of consumption. Is that the lobster? All right. Here we go. Here we go. Toy, 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 my dear, said Stefan, the dashing tall berry hunk playing Daddy Germont. You're going to be perfect. Thank you, babe, said Janaya, batting her false lashes at him. In bocco al lupo to you. Crepi al lupo, he said, pretending to fight off the beast. Janaya laughed as they mimed a fight against the proverbial wolf. Help, he's got me, Stefan said. I'll save you, darling, she said, sounding every bit damsel in distress as much as Tomb Raider hero. Yeah, she belted in her best stage whisper. After all, they were 5 minutes till places. Thank you, 5. My hero, Stefan said. But I think he got me. He lifted up his shirt to reveal the pretend wound in his gut. Damn, his abs are perfect.
Oh my God.
Thought Shania. Here, let me, she said, tracing her fingers along the top of his waistband. It's pretty bad, she said, searching his eyes to see if he felt her shuddering at the kiss of his smooth skin under her fingertips. He faltered, lost for a moment in the enchanting hazel of her eyes. You'll have to help me with it after the show, he said, placing his strong hand on top of hers, still pressed just below his navel. Anything, she said, her head filling with every single thing she wanted to do to him and have him do to her. She bit her bottom lip, not dropping his gaze, and dug her nails ever so slightly into his skin and pulled her hand away. See you out there, Stefan said, adjusting his pants with a slight cough and tucking his shirt back into his costume. Seriously, break a leg, he said with a smile. Oh, my God. Yeah, you're popping wood over there, man. You're half-mast.
Jesus! Well, I tucked it slightly back into my pants.
You're half chub. Mike, any critiques? What do you think, man?
No, not a fucking critique in the world. Jesus, that was fun. Good job. I want to read the next one, though, and the Uncle Mike.
All right, so somebody write one from Mike out there.
Oh, my God.
I have some good lines in there, man, you know?
I like this sort of...
She dug her nails ever so slightly into his skin.
No. She did the lip bitey thing.
Ah, the lip bite.
What the fuck is about lip bitey that drives people nuts?
I don't know, man.
But it does.
It does.
As soon as you see a lip bitey, it drives nuts.
Because you want to bite the lip, you know? Maybe that's why.
No, I don't know.
Yeah?
It's when that girl, when a girl does that, like, half the lip is out and half the lip is in, like under the teeth, that sort of thing. If they just bite their whole lip, it's not the same way. Which you would think the proportion wouldn't be that important.
Yeah,
but
you got to bite
really
the side.
is.
Yeah.
It's got to be the side.
Yeah, it's more coy, you know?
Okay.
You got Mike all fucking heated up over here.
It makes my teeth sweat.
All right, so that's Fox fiction. All right, so somebody write it in. There's no limit. All right, we're gonna fucking read it.
Rachel, write back some more. We'll publish them. You want us to publish them on the website? We could get you out there into the world.
Yeah, you can be an author. Oh man.
Actually, on the blog, it wouldn't be too difficult to post this on the blog.
It's short. It's one page.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll post it on the blog for you, and it'll be labeled Fox Fiction number 1. Does she have a title for it?
No, you got to title them too, Rachel. If you write one in, this has got to be like
okay. Well, we have to come up with one
Traviata
now.
backstage or some shit. Well, you want to write one?
No,
or
it's
what?
not.
A title.
Traviata didn't die of consumption, wasn't it? Wasn't it Bohème?
Oh, it's Daddy Germain. I don't know. Germain, isn't that
Did she say Germain in there?
Yes, she said
Oh.
Stefan the dashing tall berry hunk playing Daddy Germain.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
So I think I don't know. Yeah, something with the wolf, man. You know, in the mouth of the wolf, maybe.
in the butt of the wolf.
In the butt of the wolf. Look, I got one note. Okay, Rachel. On the next one, you got to change up some of the she said, he said, they said, and give me something else. You know, as an actor. Okay, you know. She whispered, she murmured, right? Give me some direction here, okay? It's tough to read, all right?
You're a typical fucking difficult artist.
I'm just joking, Rachel. Rachel, I'm just fucking with you, okay? So in the butt of the wolf, I hope you enjoyed it. All right. So we're at an hour. We got 2 tips left? Is it too much or?
No, we could keep going.
You want to keep going?
Yeah, why not clear out that inbox?
That's the whole point of this shit here.
Clear it out.
All right. Okay, becoming an opera singer and other stuff. Whoa, it's a long one. She said, read it before going on air.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Okay, hold on. I'm going to do some hardcore skimming here. Okay, I've been taking voice lessons. You're a young lady. Yes. You did not get into the program you wanted. Okay. You have some dysphonia. Do you know what that is? Due to reflux?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I guess I would imagine something wrong with the vocal cords.
Yeah, she's having some trouble singing, it sounds like.
Yeah,
technical stuff, but also she said I still have a lot of technical problems singing. Like some people have discouraged her to pursuing a career in singing, but she feels like she has to sing. Okay, there's some more stuff here. I'll bring that back. Okay, these two things. There's two more things I want to talk about. Don't let me in before I talk about these, but let's talk about that first. So basically, you're not having the best start, and you want to know if you should fucking pursue this thing.
Well, I don't know how old you are. I
17.
don't know how long. What?
17.
17?
Yeah.
17 is nothing. 17 is baby.
I didn't even start singing until I was like 19 or 20.
Yeah, 17 is fucking baby.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Don't give up yet, I guess, if you don't want to. But there's, I guess, a bigger thing to talk about, and that is lots of people.
Yeah.
It's sad, but lots of people don't succeed in it.
Yeah.
The majority, the vast majority of people don't succeed. And saying that you need it, this sounds kind of discouraging, and I don't mean it to be that, right? Because you are 17, you should keep trying. I mean, for God's sake, keep trying, keep doing it. I mean, listen to your teachers, right? But I mean, if you feel that you need to keep going, you still have a lot of time, right?
Right.
But that being said, because you burn for something doesn't mean that you have a right or will end up doing it. There are all kinds of people that burn for it and that want it and don't ever get it. And that's just kind of the sad truth of it.
I agree with you 100%. But you're fucking rotten. No, I'm joking. I agree with you. But I will say that I think the reason a lot of people don't get it and fail is because they set one goal for what they want. I want to sing main roles on a big stage, right? And then they can't get that, so they fucking quit. But if you open your world to the world of singing, you know what I mean? Like, you could be a chorus member, you could do like more supporting roles, you could be a choir leader, you know what I mean? Like, if you open your world, then if you pursue singing, you'll probably find something that fits if you're open to everything. But if you fucking tunnel vision yourself, then I think that's why a lot of people aren't successful, because not being successful, you have to define what success is.
Okay.
And most people, they train to sing fucking Don Giovanni on the big stage, and when it doesn't happen, they're like, fuck it, man, instead of finding like another route.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Within the music world.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring in a story from outside of the music world.
All right.
And I got this from, I don't know if you guys know the TV show Cosmos, but it not the new version with Neil deGrasse Tyson, but the one with Carl Sagan.
Right.
And he told this story about this scientist that put forth a theory about how Jupiter ejected a mass from itself.
Okay.
And it wandered through the solar system.
The mass.
This mass, like a planetarium-sized mass. Okay. And then at one point came around and got locked into orbit with the Earth, which explained in his mind the breaking of the walls of Jericho and how the sun stood still in that battle and everything. He said that caused those astrological events. Or astronomical events, not astrological, astronomical. And then it somehow...
Like it fucked with the rotation of the Earth, you
exactly.
mean. Okay.
And then it eventually left the orbit of the Earth and then became the planet Venus. That was his theory.
Okay.
Now, it's almost certainly wrong.
Okay.
Or it is certainly wrong, right? Yep. But Carl Sagan said the tragedy of this story is not that he was almost certainly wrong and came up with a crackpot theory, but that many in the scientific community came to actively try to suppress his opinion from being put out.
Yeah.
And what he was saying with this, and he said that is, of course, wrong. You never want to suppress opinions.
Okay.
And the idea that he said, and I said, well, there are opinions that are crackpot. Why wouldn't you want to just say, no, don't listen to that? And he said, because you never know where the kernel of a new thought or a new idea, or in this case, a new passion might come from. The suppression of ideas has its place, as he said, in religion and politics, but it doesn't have the place in the world of science. And I would argue, the reason I say this is, when you're growing up and you're learning new things, the suppression of ideas, new ideas, has no place in somebody who is genuinely trying to figure themselves out.
Yeah.
You have to, even stupid ideas, you have to be able to hear them so that you know why they're stupid.
Yeah.
You have to hear awful ideas so that you, as an intellectual person, can be able to say, no, that's stupid, and here's why. I can tell you now why the Earth isn't flat.
Yeah.
I can tell you. I know why. Like when you hear the arguments, you know then how to counter them.
Yeah, sure.
You know what the value is in their arguments and what the bullshit is.
Yeah.
And I say this because don't give up. Don't say no to anything when you're young.
Yeah.
You're 17 years old.
You can fuck up for 10 years. It'll be fine.
Exactly. You say you want to be an opera singer right now, but I can tell you this. I'm an opera singer right now.
Yeah.
And had I just said, I'm just an opera singer, I never would have done sex, drugs, and opera.
Yeah,
Sex, drugs, and opera is one of the things that makes me happiest
Right.
in this life. It is so fun to do. And it is an expression that I never had before, an outlet that I never had before. And had I had this tunnel vision, I wouldn't have experienced it.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to become a music therapist.
Yeah, there's
Maybe,
lots of stuff
exactly.
out there.
There are so many paths that you can go in that would be artistically fulfilling for you that wouldn't necessarily just be in the voice.
No.
So my advice is 17 years old especially, be open to everything. Suppress no ideas.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say where you live, but you live in a country where it's not so expensive to go to school, so fucking do it.
Yeah,
because I would say,
do it.
I agree, at that age, just fucking go for it, but don't get $100,000 fucking dollars in debt for singing, all right?
That's right.
Don't fucking do it for
it.
no reason, no matter how fucking good you are, okay?
That's right.
So as long as you're not making decisions that are going to fuck you up for the next 50 years, like some massive debt or something like that, you're 17, man. Fucking go for it. But keep your brain open, right?
Yep, keep
Don't
that brain
define
open.
success. Just sing. And if like a certain style of singing like suits you, I did the show a while back. It was like a long time ago, so I'm just going to talk about it freely. The soprano really was pushing her voice in this dramatic direction, right? And it was just like not great, right? It sounded artificial and forced and whatever, right? But it was still okay. And one day I came into rehearsal and she was singing like Kurt Weill, right? Like this type of stuff. She was singing jazz and this type of shit. And it was so fucking good. It was so fucking good. It was special. You don't know this person, so I don't know what you're thinking.
No. What I'm thinking about, I think I might have told a story about this cellist before, Isang Endos.
Okay.
Do you know have I told this before?
I don't know. I don't think so.
So I know his father, right? He's also a musician. Isang Endos, right? Is the famous cellist right now. He's so good. And the father told me about when he was young, he took piano lessons, and he was good. He was serviceable. He was passive. He could have maybe had a career doing one thing or another with the piano, right?
Right.
And then when the kid was young, he had only played piano till that point.
Yeah.
The person in his school said, we kind of need someone to play the cello right now.
Yeah.
We just don't have any cellists. Do you think he can try it? And he tried it, and he said it was as if he had been playing for years.
Yeah.
Just
It
picked
just made
it up,
sense.
and it made sense, and he was there as if he had been playing for years. And it makes me think, how many talents?
Yeah.
I mean, he was doing music.
Yeah.
It's not like oh, he was doing construction and he never knew he was a musician. He was a musician,
Right.
doing one instrument and then switched to the other, and it was like, what the fuck? Makes me think, oh, maybe I should have been playing the clarinet this whole time.
Yeah.
You know?
No, but if you're open, you know what I mean? If you're like, I would love to sing, that's like my passion, that's my goal, that's my desire right now. But as soon as something comes along, you're like, I fucking like that shit.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it for a while, and then it will burn out or it won't. You know what I mean? I've had this before. Like, I was like, I really want to fucking get really good electric guitar. Sweep picking. I don't know if you know what sweep picking is, but it's like this certain it's like when you play really fast, like this hard, like heavy metal shit. Yeah. And I printed out shit. I bought books, and I fucking dedicated myself to it. This was like not that long ago. This was like 5 years ago, right?
Oh, my God.
And I was super fucking passionate about it for like 5 days, you know? And then it burnt out. And then it was like out of my system. You know what I mean? I wasn't thinking about it anymore. But had I just had the fire never burn out, I might have gone down that route. But just follow it, man. Just like follow it and see what happens. And like Mike said, you could be a fucking therapist. The singing could lead to like you could be a stage manager. There's lots of fucking avenues that will open up. There are lots of people that trained in classical voice and then started doing other things in singing or just other fucking shit
look,
in general.
Here's the deal. Actually, this should be the bit of advice, in my opinion, that you take out of all of it, right?
Yeah.
Don't try to be an opera singer. Try to be an artist.
Yeah, because that's universal. That spreads to everything.
Exactly, that spreads to everything.
Yeah.
Like Jared, I was mentioning earlier how Jared has this artistic wall that I can't get by with the cameras. He sees it, but it's not because he's a cameraman.
No.
It's not because he's a video man. It's because Jared's an artist. He has a specific standard that he sets for himself, artistic standard that he sets for himself, and he will not give it up, which means that he's going to be successful whenever we do this, and it's going to be a good product whenever we do it because he knows what he wants. That's not him trying to be a cameraman. That's him just being an artist.
Well,
you can do anything then.
Yeah, but it's hard because if you gotta be honest with yourself because your end game is like, I want to get a lot of fucking likes or something like that. Then you start not producing art. Then you're like producing like commercials or some shit. I don't know what you're doing.
You and I have had this conversation a couple times now.
Yeah.
Jared doesn't. He doesn't give. We like likes, but he doesn't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck who likes it or not. I just want to. I actually give a fuck if you like it, right? And that's
I give a fuck if you like it.
And that's where it stops. You know
but
what I mean?
The thing is, I think I sometimes care more about likes than you do, which I feel guilty about it. And I'm so envious of the fact, like, you're like, yeah, and so that one didn't perform. Who the fuck cares, Mike?
It was fucking hilarious.
It was fucking funny.
Some of our best shit.
Some of our best memes got no likes on them.
The best memes we can't even put out.
The fucking opera cat is still.
Yeah.
It's the shittiest
that's dominant.
Thing. I was.
That makes Mike so mad.
I was so embarrassed and shitty towards Jared. I'm like, why'd you put that out? Why did you do that? And then all of a sudden it was this fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, huh? Give me a fucking break. But I don't know.
All right. So there's two more things in this I want to get to. This is like a super long podcast. She also said, I also want to ask you what you think about the list with the characteristics you need as a professional singer. We've seen that before, right? Number 1, vision. Number 2, like fucking plans. Number 3, a lot of fucking money, right? Like, I don't know.
What I think about it is yeah, it's cool. There's a lot of cool stuff on there. And then there's also a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, and it's different for everybody. Lists are fucking bullshit.
Lists are bullshit.
A lot of those qualities are true, but as soon as you make a list and like a rule book, right? Like, if you follow this rule book, you're going to have an opera fucking singing career.
Which is crazy because lists are all the fucking rage today. Fucking BuzzFeed doing top 10 ways to shave your ball sack. Right? It's like, what?
I wish there were 10 ways.
There's one way. One way.
Nah, there's more than one way.
There's
more than one way, Mike.
I know, whatever.
All right. So Mike and I, so the
list.
stuff on the list are probably okay, but as soon as you make a list and say like, if I check these things off, then I have it. Then it's the same like the Bible and shit. Like I check this list, I'm a good person. That doesn't make you a good fucking person.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Here's the thing to say about that. You go through the list and find out what you like and what you don't. Be critical about it.
You can make your own list.
Yeah, have your own goddamn mind.
But just change it a lot.
That's right. Be critical. Think to yourself, I like that. I don't like that. Here are the reasons why. Then I respect it. If you just follow the list because that's what it said on the fucking list.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
And
you're not thinking.
Well, everyone's got
That's
different
not called
strengths or
thinking.
weaknesses, you know? Like they're like poise or whatever. Like if you're a fucking diva, like the way Maria Callas acted, like that worked for her. But if I fucking acted that way, I wouldn't have a fucking career.
Yeah,
you know
I know.
what I mean? If I walked into a rehearsal with a fur fucking coat and shit, like it wouldn't fucking work for me.
You talked about how awesome it was seeing Michael Mays in Stuttgart in China, right?
Yeah.
You called him an animal.
Yeah.
That's animalistic nature is not the same as poise. You could argue that it's not poise. It's fucking going out there and tearing shit apart. That's what was being good for him.
Yeah. Well, and like I sang the show with this Chinese soprano once, and she was just like pink furs, and she wore a crown to the premiere party.
She
know what
did
I mean?
not wear a fucking
I mean,
crown.
some might call it a tiara, but it was a big tiara, so it was that gray area. I don't know when a tiara becomes a crown, but she was towing the line.
Did it go
man.
towards the? Did it go? So a tiara, I think, has like the fucking thing on the side, and then it goes up in the front.
Right.
Did it go? Did the jewels? Did the bedazzlement go all the way towards the back?
I went to the side, but it didn't complete. So, so if it's not a
real
complete,
gray.
Yeah. So she was really towing the line there.
That is really towing the tiara.
Diamond
line.
shoes and shit. And it worked for her, I gotta say, because she was that way. She was that person. You know, like look down your nose, like, meh. But it's like if I fucking tried to be that guy.
It's not very SDAO.
You know,
I was gonna say.
Like I show up in like t-shirt and I'm like, did you fucking like that shit? All right, one more thing she says, and then we're done here. Just to get another perspective into the German language thing, a voice student listening to the auditions at the Hochschule told me that it was kind of funny when the Asian singers were asked, wie heißt du? You know, what's your name? And then some of them would answer like, you know, Saper voreste. Like they would answer, like they would say the name of a song because they're guessing what they're saying.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she said, so you should probably at least know a few small talk bases if you're going to audition. Because you're going to be tested in that way. So I think we said something like that in one of the podcasts. Like,
I guess so. Yeah, you should learn all that shit. That being said, it's fucking hard and intimidating coming to a new country.
Yeah, but at least learn like what's your name, I guess.
I guess so. But then the problem is that leads to, if you answer that well, the next thing is.
It's true. They're gonna see where it stops.
Wie heißt du?
Jared.
Ah, du heißt Jared. Das ist ein ganz interessanter Name. Ich habe einen Cousin in Amerika, der heißt Jared und das ist ja ganz cool. Ja, also hast du ganz lange studiert und dann
I jump into la causa.
Yeah, right. They fucking go off. The moment
that's true.
The time I learned to say something really good
in then it
German,
led to the next thing.
Then it led to the next thing. I thought, fuck, I don't know anymore.
Yeah, but I think they would rather see that than like, you fucking trip at the first thing. They would like to see you to get to the second or third thing, right?
Yeah, I just somehow automatically land on the side of people who try and fuck up.
I did one of the first auditions I did in Germany. I was living in Leer in Ostfriesland at the time, and Leer, for you those you know, it's a city, but nobody in Germany knows that city, and it means empty in German.
Right.
That's what Leer means. And I was at this audition, and I sang, and this guy was like, "Why so empty?" And, and he was like making a joke about where I like was living, but it just fucking threw me, and I was like, my voice? Like I had no idea what he was saying. Like my coloratura? Like what is empty?
I don't think I would have gotten it either.
Yeah, so it's like you're gonna be thrown no matter what. That's the point. Anyway, that's it for us today. Look, we wrote a new outro, so you're gonna hear this shit at the end of every goddamn fucking podcast. So
man,
enjoy.
You were a writing motherfucker.
Yeah, man, I was fucking Salieri this last week. Could have gone Mozart, but fuck it, Anybody, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care.
Give it to me. Give it to me. The outro.
Bitch.
Outro.